Hi, I'm Cathe Dykstra. I have the privilege of serving as the Chief Possibility Officer, President, and CEO of Family Scholar House. Our mission is to end the cycle of poverty and transform our community by empowering families and youth to succeed in education and achieve lifelong self-sufficiency. I've met thousands of mom heroes over the years and some dad heroes too, who all came to us for our post-secondary educational support, affordable housing, comprehensive, holistic services for parents and their children. Our student parents made a very brave decision to end the cycle of poverty for their families by earning the education needed for a career. Along the way, they also have shown their children the importance of education, determination, and hard work. To achieve their goals, they chose to call Family Scholar House home. We absolutely consider them family, and this podcast is just a few brief moments with some of our participants and graduates. Welcome. Today, I am joined by Kelsie Orman from the Family Scholar House class of 2019 and a graduate of the University of Louisville with a degree in psychology. Kelsie is mom to Jonathan, an energetic 8-year-old. Hi, Kelsie.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for taking time to join me today.
Thank you.
So you and I have known each other for years. Years. But for our viewers, can you share just a little bit about what brought you to Family Scholar House?
Yeah, of course. So Jonathan was born in September of 2012. And at that time, I had worked a multitude of different jobs, working paycheck to paycheck. Didn't know what I was going to do. I was working night shift. I was working twilight shift. I was working morning shift. There was no consistency in anything. And I had no idea where my future was going to go. And when I finally heard about the Scholar House, I was so excited to have nothing but know that there is a support system out there. I do have I'm very lucky with my family, but hearing about the Family Scholar House, knowing that this is what they do. This is their sole purpose, is to help single parents create futures for their children. And that's not an easy thing to do. So knowing that, each person here has nothing but phenomenal intentions and, moving forward in life, it was very exciting to hear about this and knowing that, okay, maybe one day down the line, I'm going to be able to go to sleep at night at the same time, wake up at the same time, have Jonathan on a schedule, not have to worry about where I'm going to be getting diapers or where my next, gas fill up is going to be able to come from, and being able to have a savings and watch that grow. And that's really pushed me to want to really become more involved with the Scholar House.
Well, that's absolutely wonderful. You mentioned when you heard about Family Scholar How did you hear about Family Scholar House?
Yeah, so I'd actually heard about it from a friend a couple of times, but didn't really realize that's what she was referring to. And then come later down the line, my mom was the one who had told me about it, and heard about this great program, and really pushed me to look into it. And once I was able to really realize what it was, it changed my life.
Well, we're so glad that you're part of our Family Scholar House family.
Thank you.
Has your relationship with your family changed because you entered Family Scholar House and became self-sufficient?
Oh, it has grown immensely. We've always been close and things like that for the most part, I think like most families, but as they have been able to watch me grow and as I have grown as an individual, we have really been able to just bond so much better. And I think part of that is, one, I was able to kind of gain, I think, a new respect for them, knowing that, one, I grew up and my mom was a single mom to 2 kids, and then my dad, he was a single parent there for a while as well. And, so I think they were able to have a new respect for me, knowing that I did it by myself and that I made it through college and did everything like that, as well as me being able to say like, okay, yes, it was hard. And looking back, it's like, I'm sorry that I put you all through what I put you through when I was in high school and middle school. It's karma's going to be fun for sure. but it definitely, I think, just had a newfound respect and just different views of seeing how, life can be through different eyes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I remember that you worked really hard to get into Family Scholar
I
House.
did.
What was it like when you got your keys and got to move into your apartment?
Oh my gosh, that was so exhilarating. I remember when I had talked with Miss Peggy, she was like, we can't exactly tell you exactly when you're going to be moving in, but you had to do this, this, and this to get there. You had to, meet with different, Scholar House individuals. You had to do, different programs, go, because it's merit-based, of course, which was huge. I loved that. But I remember I had my grandparents over, my mom over, everybody, they were all helping me pack up. I was packed up probably 3 weeks before I ever moved because I wanted to be ready to go and start this new, journey in our new chapter in my life. And then when me and John pulled up and we saw which apartment we were going to be at, it was just, I had never felt anything like that before. I had an apartment I lived in before that, but it wasn't home. It was just where, I laid my head at night. But the first day that I laid down in my bed in the Scholar House behind our green door, I slept so well. John slept phenomenal. It felt like home. It was, walking through that threshold was, okay, this is a new chapter and it is going to, I couldn't tell you where I was going to go then, but 5 years later, or I guess 6 years at this point, it is crazy to look back and think that's where I was, and walking through those doors seriously made a world of difference for me. And it was probably one of the best feelings I've ever had.
Oh, that's wonderful. I heard you mention your green door. And for
Yes.
viewers, they may not understand that the
Mm-hmm.
Family Scholar House are painted different colors particularly so that our children have a
Mm-hmm.
easy way to find home, but also so that our adults have a sense of belonging. What does it mean to you that you and Jonathan both remember that green door?
Oh, John doesn't talk about, the Scholar House or our old apartment. When we talk about, and it's brought up all the time, when he talks about, things that happened when we were living, it's when we lived behind our green door, it really did it. It gave a sense of, as everybody who lives there is extremely different, but there's also the one thing that brings us together, that we're all single parents and we are all trying to better our future. So it also gives you a really, big sense of just, I don't want to say lack of variety, but I can't really think of the exact word for that, but it does give you that independence and that, kind of like that identity, knowing this is my door, this is where I live. And it really has made a huge difference. Like me and John, we've already decided that once we become homeowners, that our house is going to have a green door, because that is seriously like the main thing that John was too when we moved in there, so the fact that he still talks about the green door, it has made a major impact on not just me, but him as well. And that is huge for me, knowing that he caught on to that. He might not realize why he's so attached to the green door, but it not only, changed my life, it changed his life. And that
Yeah.
the green door is a huge symbol of that for both me and him.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, in the day, what was a day in the life of Kelsie like when you were living with us and going to college?
Oh gosh, it was great. We would get up and I'd take John literally right, not even down the street, not even, we were in the same complex. I got to drop him off at the ELC, which it was just so safe. It was I didn't have to worry about anything. I knew he was still home. I could go focus on school. I'd walk over to campus, come back, after doing work or school, whichever I had going on that day. I could, I'd pick him up. We'd come home. We'd, make dinner together. We'd play a little bit, get him to bed. And then it was right on to homework, cleaning, everything that you get to do once baby finally goes to sleep. But the other part of that is it was so nice having all these, girls that were surrounding me, knowing that I had all these built-in friendships from, all the women that were above me to my left and my right. We'd sit outside, when it was nice and stuff. And either the kids would be running around, playing around, or we would just, be sitting outside chatting for a while. It was just that major sense of community. And it was great having that. There was never any lack of friendship, never lack of family. that was a typical day in the life. It was nice to have that. You could go outside anytime and just start talking to one of your neighbors. You didn't have to, make a plan for, a Saturday night and get a babysitter. Everybody was here together, and that was awesome.
Well, that's what we always hoped for, and I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
you came through and that was your experience. I also remember you and John both being very active at Family Scholar House. What were some of your favorite activities or programs?
Oh my goodness, there's so many, but the toddler book club was great, especially once he really got into books and started reading. He loved being a part of that. And even when he was younger than that, he loved I think it just gave him a sense of involvement. The reverse trick-or-treating, that was huge because you didn't have to worry about, okay, well, am I going to find a good neighborhood? Am I going to, where can I take my kid to go trick-or-treating? Because you don't want them to miss out on any of that, of course, but then you still had all your friends, just seeing how involved the community can get. And the fact that a lot of these people we never met, they never knew who we were. And they'd, walk around just to spend their Halloween or their night, making sure that our kids felt like they had every experience just like any other child. And that kind of brings me to the Christmas with the Family Scholar House. And, I've never been one that's looked for a handout. I've always wanted a hand up. I've always wanted to be able to, move forward and to eventually be able to give back. And knowing that these people I've never met, they have no idea about my story. They have no idea, who I am. They know that I am a single mom with a boy and his age. And they know that I'm going to school, that I want to better our futures. And they go above and beyond what I don't know many people who would do that, so that not only my child can wake up to a full Christmas, so that I have the opportunity to wake up to that. And that I cannot wait until I can do that for somebody else, because again, that it does not matter what was wrapped up. It's the fact that these people took the time to go shopping, to, make sure that you got, maybe what you wanted or whatever you needed. And it was wrapped, and it was just a huge, it was so humbling waking up to that and being able to watch Jonathan, open presents and do it. That was a huge thing for me. It made a world of difference, and I cannot wait until I can give back and do that. Another big one for me was being a part of the Speakers Bureau, and part of that was being able to give tours to, it was a variety of people, just maybe people who were involved and wanted to see what, the inside of the Scholar House life was like, or we had some students who would come in sometimes, and I was able to show them around. But like, the Scholar House isn't just it gave them I think a more personable feel for it, to show that it's more than just a support program. It's a family. It's homes for people. There is so much more to it than meets the eye, and I think it makes a big difference for people when they're able to walk into someone's home and know that, and see the pictures on the wall, and see maybe dinner getting ready or anything like that. And I love being able to show people, especially those who gave back and made it possible for the Scholar House to be there. I love being able to show them that what they were doing has made a difference in so many different ways. And I love being able to do that.
One of the things I remember about the tours in your apartment was that everybody, absolutely everybody, noticed Jonathan's little timeout chair. It was so perfect. Do you remember what was written on his timeout chair?
Oh shoot, what does it say? It's I cannot remember exactly what it says. That's terrible now. Oh my gosh.
But it was about how he wasn't bad.
Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah, just right. It's just being a boy, right? But there were certain things that, boy or not, you still can't get away with it, and that he did not like that red chair. He knew that chair with the writing on it was not his chair, but it also, I think, showed just some different ways to do things.
Well, and I think it taught a lot of people more than words could share about how our participants for parenting,
Mm-hmm.
tension with which they were parenting their children. And it may have even surprised some people, but I think it was a really good reminder that they're student parents, not just,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
it was a really important part of being at Family Scholar House. So you have graduated, you have a great job, but as you look back on it, what does your having your college degree mean to you?
Opportunity. Because of, you know, because of having a college degree, I was able to, have not only a job, but have a career that I am going to have the opportunity to move up in. I have the opportunity to, grow as a person, to grow as a parent, to grow, in so many different ways. All I see is opportunity when I'm able to look at that degree and confidence, to be able to, not just knowing that I have a college degree, but being able to look back and be like, wow, I did that. School was never easy for me. But once I was able to put, okay, look, I got to do this for myself. I have to do it for Jonathan. If I want him to have, the opportunities that I've always imagined for him, if I want myself to have the opportunities I've always imagined for myself, then I have got to do this. And that was a huge stepping stone for me as an individual, actually thinking that I can do it and then doing it. That was very hard for me. My confidence, shot through the roof after, in that process, especially walking across that stage at U of L, and knowing that, okay, I did this and John did that when he was standing there hand in hand with me, walking across that stage was phenomenal and just nothing but opportunity.
That was the best part. I have that picture.
I love that picture.
The picture of Neely, president of U of L,
Mm-hmm.
bending down and talking to Jonathan.
She did. She did.
But he was part of your success.
He sure was. I did not want to walk across that stage without him. I might have been the one that got the grades, but if it wasn't for him, I never would have gone back to school. I never would have, become the person that I am today, because he made me grow. He made me realize I could do things that I never thought I could do. And so I didn't feel like I could walk across that stage without having him with me. Because of him, we were able to succeed.
That's absolutely wonderful. So
thank you.
Is that you have your college degree. He was part of you getting your diploma. What do you think that means to him as he thinks about his own future?
No excuses. It's, he was definitely very young when we started there, but he was also able to see that, because I talked to him about it all the time. It was just me and him. He was able to see, okay, mom did this, this, and this, and it did not matter, how hard things got. I was able to put things aside, and if homework had to wait because he needed, some attention, regardless of what it was, we did it. He saw that I put him first, but that I also put an education first, and he saw the importance of an education. He was able to see me sitting there working on my homework while he was, either before he got into school, when he maybe was sitting there reading books, but then once he started kindergarten, we would sit there and we would do homework together. And not that I could actually really fully focus on doing my own homework, but I tried to instill in him how important it was that, look, you do your homework, I'll do mine. We can work together, we can help each other. But if we don't get this done, we can't move forward. It was something little, but I felt like it would help instill that in him. I think it showed him work ethic. I think it showed him that it does not matter the cards that you are dealt in life. It does not matter whether it was due to somebody else's, choices or your own, that you can always stand up, pick yourself up, and that you can work hard to move forward and, work toward what that you deserve. And I think that is going to be huge for him.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I am so proud of you as a mother and a person and a hardworking professional. And I think our viewers are understanding why I am so very proud of you. But I know that you have big goals for your own future. What is a day in your work life like right now? And what are the plans you have for your future career?
Yeah, so one thing I definitely have to thank the Scholar House for is the fact that I can get up at 5 o'clock every day and mornings were never my thing. But once I got into a routine with going to school and all of that, I'm now able to wake up for my 5 a.m., alarm, get up, get ready. I'm out the door by 6 o'clock to get to Louisville Gas and Electric for LG&E. And I currently work in the transformer department there. And so I help, I manage all the transformers going for ordering, for sending them out to jobs. I deal with linemen all day, and have them, when they come in and they need to get anything that they need, all the different transformers. So I have a very personal job, which I love being able to deal with people all day. But I also have you have to be very careful with what you do, because from just electricity to, budgeting, there's a big variety. And so I have learned, so much working there. But then even when my day is over at 3:30, I come home, and thankfully, I don't know how some people do it when they get off at 5 o'clock. I am so grateful to get off at 3:30 in the afternoon, because when we get home, still have to pick John up, and we either he's in karate, basketball, and baseball. So this boy is keeping me very, very busy. Dinner, sports, homework, bed, and all over again.
Yeah. And do you have plans? Are there things you want to do in the future in your career? Do you want to get more education?
Yeah,
Other things?
I'm not sure about, I haven't thought too much about school for the future, honestly. And not that I would definitely go back if it meant bettering my future. I never thought I would be working in the, utility industry. I have a degree in psychology, but I absolutely love it. I would definitely love to be able to move up as I go. And I've been learning a lot about, the substation side of things. And just, there's lots of little things that I never thought I would ever learn. And so I definitely hope to move up within LG&E. And, once I get going up there, and that's definitely a main goal, and then another one would be to become a homeowner. That is a huge, huge goal for me. Those are, I've gotten the degree, and now that I can finally look forward to the next chapter, those are definitely my next goals with
Wonderful.
Our green door.
With a green door.
Can't forget that.
I can't wait to see your green door when you get it.
Oh, thank you.
Lots of pictures.
Oh, I definitely will. Don't worry.
Last question. I want you to complete this sentence for me.
Okay.
Life has not always been easy for me, but because I put in the work, I have been able to fill in the blank, and I am proud of that.
I have hope for my future. I have hope for Jonathan's future. I have not just I'm going to go to bed and figure out what's going to come next. I have true hope that, and a vision of how things are going to go, and know of security, knowing that, when I wake up, I have a plan that I have to attend to the next day. I know that, there's things that we have to get done, but I also know that those, even though they might seem little, are stepping stones that are not just, endless, that they are actually getting me to where I want to go next. And again, that's led to nothing but confidence for me, and I think for Jonathan. And so definitely hope and dreams that I know we're going to be able to be filled. And because I have gotten as far as I am, I know I'm going to be able to go wherever I want to in this life. And that is huge for me. I am very proud of myself. I am very proud of Jonathan, and I cannot wait to see where we go.
Well, you have every reason to be proud of you. We are proud of you too.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me for this podcast. And
thank you,
viewers, thank you for your time. If you want to learn more about us, visit our website at familyscholarhouse.org or follow us on social media. Thank you again, Kelsie. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.